Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So welcome to the Sararth Varshani Tika of Srila Vishwanath Chandra Thakur on the Bhagavad Gita and the sub-commentary to Sararth Varshani, which is the Rasika Ranjan commentary of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So we have been on the Purushottam Yoga, and it's quite profound and philosophical, this chapter. Uh, and we discussed how, you know, 13 chapter, Bij Vakya is 13.22, Bhumte Prakritin Janmana. So the desire is in the form of seed. And just like a tree, seed is there, then the roots come out. The three modes, chapter 14, and the entire tree is described in chapter 15. So there is Urdhva Mula, Adha Shaka. Ashwattam Prahur Avyayam. Chandansi Yasya Parnani Yastam Veda Savedavit. So Urdhva Moolam is, the whole entire tree of the material existence is, the mool is from Satyalok, from Brahma, and it is manifesting from there. And the Shaka, it's like the metaphor is of a inverted tree, which we don't find like that in this material world, but that is given. And the Shakas are going up and down. If they are up, they are the heavenly planets, the down is the hellish. So this entire material nature is also called as Brahman. And at the root of it is actually, the Brahma Jyoti, which is transcendental to the material existence, the transcendence, so which the Gyanis, attain. Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate. So Krishna is answering because he mentioned, why does the Gyani ultimately not attain you? You know, and attains Brahman. And secondly, when Krishna is clarifying, I am the source of that Brahman, how is it? So in the 15th chapter, he is one way clarifying. And we saw this. Yastam Veda, sa Veda with. One who knows this tree, entire tree, knows the Vedas. And how there is Guna Pravruddha Vishaya Prabhala. Guna Pravruddha. And then Krishna speaks. Ultimately, you cannot. Actually, there's no end to it, no beginning, and you cannot find the shelter. Brahma traveled up and down, but he just could not find it. But how? Asanga shastrena dridena chitva. So virado moolam. It is so virodam, which is roots are sprouting everywhere. And then attain what? Tata padam tat parimargitam. So ultimately, one has to search out that treasure, and attaining that, na nivartante bhuya, you don't come again. That is for the jnanis. And what are the qualifications of that? Nirmana moha, jitasanga, dosha. And they will attain that padam avayam, tat. What is that tat? Krishna speaks about it in the next verse. Na tad bhasate suryo na shashanka na pavaka yad gatvana tad dhama. So that light uh, is coming from me. Dham can mean the abode also. Dham can mean light. Paramam mama. It is, emanating from my body. That is Brahman. Because it is for the Gyanis. Of course, from the Bhakti context, it will refer, Dham can refer to the spiritual abode of the Lord. And that is Paramam. It is transcendental and it is my abode, like that. So we saw that, and how one who doesn't understand this, ultimately, he transmigrates. Manushashtani Vindriyani Prakriti Sthani Pashis. The whole transmigration was described, how from one body to another body, Vayur Gandhan Ivashayat. And enjoying the sense objects, subtle sense objects, Adhishtayam Manashayam, Vishayan Upasevate. And if he doesn't know how he's situated in body, how he's moving from one body to another body, how he's enjoying the modes. But one who is Jnana Chakshu, he can perceive this. And one who is entering, and he can see his situation. Although the other one endeavors, but because he's akritana, kritatmano, he's impure in heart, he cannot see. So how to see the Lord? he spoke about how Krishna assists us in the material and the spiritual endeavor. So how you can see, because this teja which is coming, yad adityakata teja, jagat bhasyate, this, this world becomes illuminated. That tej is coming from sun, but actually it is coming from me. The light of the sun, moon, and fire, which illuminates is my light. Taja mamakam teja. It's my light, And then at the cosmological level, at the terrestrial level, how he is maintaining us. And then at the physical level, we saw it, Pachananyam Chaturvidam. And then at the spiritual level, how he mentions, because Vedeshu Sarver Ahameva Veda Vedanta Krit Veda Videha Chaham. So this is how Krishna at the spiritual level maintains us. And Arjuna wanted to know, can you explain me the essence of the Vedas? So Arjuna, Krishna speaks what is called as a three shloki Gita, which is the essence of Vedas and Vedanta, you can understand. Vedas means conclusion of the Vedas, that is Vedanta in one sense. So we are going to discuss this section today. I suppose we finished till 15th verse last class, right? Can you just anyone message me and update me this? Yes, yes, correct. I also remember that last Saturday, Friday, it was long time back. So now Krishna explains the Vedanta in three verses. Please hear. If you can understand this essence, you have done it. Dva imo purusho loke sharaschakshara eva cha shara sarvani bhutani kutastha akshar kutastokshara uchyate. There are two conscious beings in this universe. Dva imo purusho loke. Shara and Akshara, the collective jivas. Shara sarvani bhutani and the Brahman. Kutastha Akshara Uchyate. So this is referring to those who are situated in the, actually they are Kutastha means also remember they are situated above. That means they are liberated souls which live in the Brahman. The Brahman now here can refer to Brahmajyoti, and it can refer to Paramatma in the form of three Paramatma, three Purusha avatars. And ultimately, the yogis merge in the body of Mahavishnu. And it can refer to Vaikuntha lokas, where Bhagavan in his various avatars reside. And it can refer to Swayam Bhagavan, who resides in Golok. So, these are these two types, Shara and Akshara. So, let's see Vishwanath Chakra Thakur commentary on this. The collective jivas are all these living entities. The Brahman is fixed with one form for all time. Because I am the knower of Vedas, I will speak in brief the essential meaning of all the Vedas in three verses. Just imagine all the three Vedas in just three verses Krishna speaks. That is, Krishna. Please listen. In the material universe made of 14 worlds, Loke, there are these two conscious beings, Dvam, Imo, Purusha, Loke. So there are the liberated beings even in this world. But also I'm speaking about, those who are also in the spiritual world. So they are also liberated. You have to understand that. And they are also conscious beings. He then describes who they are in brief. One is the Jiva called Shara because he is in a deviated, Shara means to fall, condition from his Swarupa. He has deviated from his Swarupa, true nature. The other is Brahman called Akshara, which does not deviate from his Swarupa. So Akshara, Parabrahm, Akshara, Brahma, Paramam. Krishna spoke about this, if you remember, in 8.3, I think, Bhagavad Gita. He spoke about it. Akshara Brahma Paramam. The Shruti says, Etad vai tad aksharam gargi Brahmana abhi vadanti. The knowers of Brahman know this as Akshara, O Gargi, Brahadaranyaka Upanishads. The Smriti says Aksharam Brahma Paramam. So this is, 8.c is here. The Akshara is the Supreme Brahman. So it can refer to the Supreme Brahman and even for the Jiva. I mentioned you. Akshara can refer to the uh, Jiva and it can refer to the Supreme Brahman. The Jiva will be Brahman, whereas the Supreme Brahman will be the Supreme Lord. Now, within the context of the Gita, here Akshara, here means in this verse 15.16, Akshara refers to Brahman, which is Jiva, conscious entity, or it refers to Supreme Brahman, is my question to all of you, which is the Lord. In 15.16, what does it refer to? Who would like to answer? Take your time. Yes, Sri Lalita Mataji, you can try.
Yeah, I tried, Prabhu. Yeah. In 15.16, Akshara is Krishna, no, Prabhuji?
Now, okay, let's go back to the verse. There are two conscious beings in this universe. Tva,
Deva.
Vimo, Purusha. Purusho means Dvivachan is located.
Hmm.
Shara and Akshareva. The collective Jiva, Shara Sarvan, and Brahman, Kutastha Aksharochate. So, do you get hint now? There can be the conditioned souls and the liberated souls, right? These are the two conscious beings in this universe, right?
Correct, Prabhu. Yeah.
So, whom it is referring to? Whom this is referring to?
Even liberated beings are infallible, Prabhu.
Do you have doubts about it, Mataji?
I was thinking only Krishna is infallible.
Once you're liberated, finished. The Nitya
Yes.
Siddhas, they are fallible, you think?
No, I have not
They
thought
fall from
about
the
it, but
spiritual world.
no, Prabhu.
Then,
No. Mhm. No, I'm not sure, Prabhu. I thought it's Krishna. Hmm.
so here it is referring to the jivas.
Okay.
From these quotations, it is seen that the word Akshara means Brahman. Now the Lord makes clear the meaning of the two words. All the living entities are one aggregate jiva, Sarvani Shara. All the living entities. The collective jiva fallen from this Swarup by beginless ignorance. Anadi avidya. It's anadi. And you cannot say when, because it's and we have already discussed, Purusha, Prakriti, Vidhi, Anadi, Ubo. They are Anadi, both these. Subject to karma because of variety of living entities up to the moving entities like Lord Brahma. The singular number of Shara is used to express a class. The second conscious being Akshara is situated for all time with the second conscious being Akshara is situated for all of time with is one which is one Sarupa which does not fall. Which it should be here. With is no. I will still check, but doesn't doesn't make sense. Which is one Sarupa and which does not fall. Amar Kosha says that is Kutastha, which is situated over all time with one form. So Kutastha, in Sanskrit, this word Kutastha is very similar word is anvil. Anvil, anyone knows what is an anvil? A goldsmith uses uh, an anvil to shape the gold ornament. And he is hitting with the hammer on the anvil and he is able to change the shape of the gold ornament. But the anvil shape does not change. It does not change. It remains kutastha. So similarly, the liberated, they are situated all over with one form. It doesn't change. But the conditioned souls, they are not situated in one form. They are changing their forms based on karma, desires. So that's the point. If you say that Prakriti material nature is one, then you, Arjuna, have actually understood. This is Bhaktivinoda Thakur's commentary. Oh, with its one Swarupa it is. That's what Veer Krishna is. Which is one, which is one also doesn't make sense. Okay. With its, with its, maybe it is there in the hard copy of Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur. Let me see. Better clarify it. 15 chapter. I'm just seeing Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur's commentary. I'm just referring this afternoon. This is text 16, right? With its, correct. With its it is. With its one Swarupa. So that is, I don't know how come that mistake appeared there. I have no idea. Okay. Anyway, we are clear about it now. Oh, 1 second. Now, Bhaktivinoda Thakur on 15.16. If you say that Prakriti material nature is one, then you, Arjuna, have actually understood. But you may have not understood how many conscious Purushas are there. In that case, listen. In reality, there are only two types of Purushas in this world: fallible, Shara, and infallible, Akshara. The conscious living entities emanating as Sri Bhagavan's separated part and parcels, Vibhinansa, are Shara Purushas. Interesting. The Vibhinamshas are Shara Purushas. The living entity is known as such because he is tatastha, marginal by nature. Thus, he has a tendency to fall from his constitutional position. The infallible personal expansions of the Lord, Swamsha Tattva, never fall from their Swarupa. Swamsha Tattva, never fall from their Swarupa. They are called Akshara Purusha. So initially also in the beginning I mentioned you can say this world can refer to the 14 planet systems, or it can refer to this side of the world and the other side of the world. That is the spiritual worlds, the spiritual and the material world. Okay, now there are these two, liberated and conditioned. Now, compared to them, there is another Purusha. And that this other Purusha is Paramatma, who is actually creating this world, maintaining and destroying this world. Actually, it is, he enters into this world, basically. Uttamah Purushastu Anya Paramatmetyudarita yo lokatrayam avishya vibhartyavya Ishvara. But the highest person is different from this. Uttama Purusha to Anya. There is another Purusha. So there is the Shara Purusha and there is the Akshara Purusha. But apart from these two, Anya, there is a Anya. He is different from these two because ultimately, these are, conscious entities and their consciousness is not all pervading. Please remember, he is also a conscious entity. But here he is in the material energy and here is in the spiritual energy. That's the difference. I'm not going to the deeper aspects of all this because that requires a very elaborate study. And so I'm just restricting to the first. So there is another Purusha, and this Purusha is the Supreme Personality of Godhead in his feature as the three Purushas. And these refer to Mahavishnu, Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, and Kshirodakshaya Vishnu. And they are described as Paramatma. Mahavishnu is the Paramatma for Prakriti or Pradhan. Garbhodakshaya Vishnu is the Paramatma for each universe. And Kshirodakshaya Vishnu is the Paramatma for each and every Jiva, and even he enters into that. But the highest Purusha is different from this. Uttama Purusha is to Anya. He is Anya. He is described as Paramatma. Paramatma iti udharitha. Who have entered the three worlds. Yo lok tarayam avishya. It is definitely specifically referring to Kshirodakshaya Vishnu. Though being the controller, Ishwar and unchanging, Avaya supports it, Vibhartya. So he is Ishwara, he is unchanging, he is Avaya. Now, the difference between this Akshara and this Anya Purusha is that this Akshara is not described as Paramatma. First thing, he is not described as Paramatma. Second is, he doesn't enter into this universe and creates a universe. And he's not the controller. And of course, he doesn't support. It's only Nitya Nityanam Chaitanya. Avyaya, yes, he's also unchanging. So that's the difference. Having just spoken about the impersonal Brahman, so this is referring to the Brahman concept of the absolute truth. Shara, uh, this Brahman concept of the absolute truth has been spoken now. Now the Paramatma aspect. Now, having spoken about the impersonal, which the Gyanis worship, the now Lord speaks about the Paramatma, which the Yogis worship. The word tu indicates a distinction from what was previously spoken. Uttama Purusha tu. Tu indicates distinction. Distinction between those two. It is distinct from those two. I am beyond the Akshara also. And that's why tu has been used. As the yogi is different worshipper than the Jnani, the object worshipped by him will also be different. The Lord shows the nature of Paramatma. Paramatma is he, though having the nature of commanding Ishwar and being unchanging Avaya, enter into the three worlds completely and supports and protects it. Bhaktivinoda Thakur. The second infallible person is Paramatma and he is superior to the first infallible person, Brahma. So the first infallible person, Brahma, is who? Who will answer this? Brahma. Brahma, I hope you know Brahma is masculine in nature. Brahma, Brahman, Brahmi. I hope you are very clear about this up till now. So who is this referred to? Is superior to the first infallible person. Which verse it is referring to? I'm asking you a very simple question. If you are attentively hearing, you will be able to get it. Okay, let's see. Please on your videos and let me see. Have your darshan. so that we can have a better interaction. Okay, you're sitting very attentively, all of you. Yes. Okay, so who is that referred to? Superior. Who is it referring to? Uh, Keshavnath Prabhuji, Nandini Mataji, and Govinda Nandini Mataji. Their videos are not on. Who is it referring to? Who would like to answer? Raise your hands. Very simple question I'm trying to. The second infallible person is Paramatma, which is described in 15.17, and he is superior to the first infallible person. So, whom it is referring to? Who will answer this? Some hand was raised. Yes, Sri Lalita Mataji, please try.
I'll try, Prabhu. Actually, is it referring to verse 15.16, Prabhu, Akshara, that
Yes,
in,
yes.
yeah,
15.16.
Akshara.
दो इमाम पुरुष लोके शर अक्षर एव च अक्षर शर सर्वभूतानि कूटस्थ अक्षर उच्यते. So it is referring to P2 and P4. So the second infallible person is also Akshara, but he is superior in that sense. Please try to understand this simple. He is Ishwar and he enters the three worlds and becomes situated there as their mentor. Whereas this Ishwar Akshara, not Ishwar Akshara, who is mentioned in 15.16, he is not Ishwar, he doesn't enter the worlds and he doesn't become Bibartya Avya Ishwara. He is Avya, but he doesn't become Bibartya. That's the point. Now this is the Paramatma aspect which has been, now the Bhagavan aspect is being spoken. Krishna says, Yasmad Shara Atitoham Aksharaadapi Chottama Atosmi Lokavedecha Pratita Purushottama. Because I am superior to the Jivas, Yasmad Shara Atitaham. Krishna is saying, Aham, I. Now, I means the person. Directly, the first person he is referring to. And Atita, I am superior to the Shara. Krishna is superior to the Shara, that is understood. To Brahman and to the Purush known as Paramatma and even to the other forms of Bhagavan. Aksharad api cha uttama. Now here Akshara refers to Bhagavad Gita 15.16 in P4 what was mentioned and even 15 point, sorry, 2, I should have draw, erase this. 15.17. He is superior to even Paramatma. So this is the Brahman concept, Akshara, Akshara Brahma Paramam, and Aksharad Api. This word Api refers to that even Bhagavan, you know. So Purusheshu Uttama, Purusheshu, Purusheshu Uttama is Uttama Purusha. Among all the Purushas are referring to three Purusha avatars. And actually, Purushas refers to Bhagavan. And these are Purushas in the form of Matsya, Kurma, Vara and all. And he is superior to them because he is Swayam Bhagavan. I hope you are able to get this. So that is why I am superior even to the other forms of Bhagavan. I am celebrated Ata Pratitasmi in the Vedas and the Smritis. Loke Vedecha. as a supreme person. Purusha Uttama. Very beautiful verse this is. This is Purushottam Yoga. So the Bhagwan, Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagwan. Having spoken about the object of worship, the yogi is Paramatma. The Lord now speaks about the object of worship of devotees, Bhagwan. Note, this verse answers the last question raised in the commentary on the first verse. What is the basis of Brahman? Brahmano hi pratishta aham. So now Krishna has established that. I am the basis of Brahman. Though he in his form as Krishna is also Bhagwan, he denotes the supreme excellence of his own Swarup as Krishna by using the name Purushottam. So by the name Purushottam, he is Purusheshu Uttama. Among all the Purushas, Vara, Matsya, Kurma, Rama, all, he is Uttama, he is the best. I am superior to the Jiva, Sharam. I am superior to Brahman, Aksharad, and also to Paramatma, the last statement indicated by the word Api. योगिनामपि सर्वेषां मद्गतेनन्तरात्मना श्रद्धावान् भजते यो मां समे युक्त तममत. From the difference in the worshipper, one can conclude that there is a difference in the worshipable object. Yes. The word cha indicates that Krishna is superior even to the Lord of Vaikuntha and other forms of Bhagavan, as Sukdev has explained in Bhagavatam, Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. So, because the worshippers of devotees worship the Lord in Bhagavan feature, so that's why he is a worshipable object as Bhagavan, because the worshipper is Bhakta. But Krishna is superior to even the Lord of Vaikuntha, and that's why he is called as Bhagavan, Swayam Bhagavan. Though his one Satchidanand form is called by the names Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan, actually there is no difference at all between them. There is no difference between Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. Swarupa Dvaya Bhavat. There is no duality in your form. Advaya Gyan, that's why it is mentioned. And I have discussed this in the second chapter, so I'm not going to through it again. However, because of observing difference in the worshippers in terms of sadhana and the results, difference has been designated. So because the sadhaka is far away from the absolute truth, that's why he perceives the absolute truth Brahman, who is Satchidanand, but he only is able to perceive the Sat feature. The yogi perceives Paramatma. Paramatma is Satchidanand, but he is only able to perceive the Sat and the Chit feature like that. That is to say, the sadha, respectively of the Jnani, Yogi, and a Bhakt, produces the realization of Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. The result of Jnana and Yoga is mere liberation, and the result of Bhakti is to become an associate of the Lord with Prema. Also, without Bhakti, the Jnani and Yogi do not attain liberation. We have now thoroughly understood that if there is in their Jnana sadhana no Bhakti, they cannot get the fruit, and it is the Bhakti element in their sadhana which gives the fruit of liberation. This is understood from the following verses. Naishkarmya apya achyuta bhava varjita no shobhate. Knowledge of self-realization, even though free from all material affinity, does not look well if devoid of the conception of the infallible. And then he quotes from the 10th canto. Pureha bhuman bhavopi yogina tvad arpiteya nijakarma labdaya vibhudya bhaktev katopanitaya prapader anjochutate gatim param. O Almighty Lord, in the past, many yogis in this world, bhavo yopi yogina, achieve the platform of devotional service by offering all their endeavors unto you and faithfully carrying out their prescribed duties. Tvad arpita iha nija karma labdaya. Through such devotional service, perfected by the process of hearing and chanting, bhakteva kata upa upa upanitaya. Chanting about you, they came to understand you. O infallible one, Achyuta, and could easily surrender to you. Prapidera, and achieve your supreme abode. Te gatim param. So it's only by bhakti one can achieve the Lord. The worshippers of Brahman and Paramatma must necessarily perform bhakti to Bhagwan in order to achieve the final result of their sadhana. This we have been seeing for some long time, and I hope you understand this. The worshippers of Bhagwan, however, do not perform the worship of Brahman and Paramatma to achieve the result of their sadhana. Tasmad mad bhakti yuktasya yogino vai madatmaka Madatmana na jnanam na cha vairagyam praya shreyo bhavetiha. Therefore, for a devotee engaged in my loving service with mind fixed on me, the cultivation of knowledge and renunciation is generally not the means of achieving the highest perfection within this world. यत् कर्मभिर् यत् तपसा ज्ञान वैरागयतश्च यत् योगेन दान धर्मेण श्रेयोभिर् इतरेरपि सर्वं मद्भक्ति योगेन मद्भक्तो लभते अंजसा स्वर्गापवर्गं मद्धाम कदाचित् यदि वाञ्छति. Everything that can be achieved by fruitive activities, penance, knowledge, detachment, mystic yoga, charity, religious duties, and all other means of perfecting life is easily achieved by my devotee through loving service unto me. If some other than my devotee desires promotion to heaven, liberation, and residence in my abode, he easily achieves such benedictions. So we have seen this verse also. Again, I'm not going to discuss. And we have seen this verse also. Yavai sadhana sampatti purushartha chatustaye Tvaya taya vina tadapnoti naro narayan ashaya. Even without the usual requirements for achieving the perfection of life, a person will gain that perfection if he simply is a surrendered soul to Narayan. This is from the Narayani, the Mahabharata section, which speaks about. The worshippers of Brahman and Parvata must necessarily perform bhakti to Bhagwan in order to achieve the final result of their sadhana. Therefore, by worship of Bhagwan, it is possible to attain all the results, material enjoyment, liberation, and prema. But by the worship of Brahman and Paramatma alone, it is not possible to attain enjoyment, liberation, or prema. We have seen this. Therefore, it is said that Bhagavan is in a superior position even though he is not different from Brahman and Paramatma. It is just like a huge fire is considered superior among small light, a lamp, and a huge fire because of its superior ability to elevate the pain of cold, even though all the atoms are essentially of the same energy. However, among the forms of Bhagavan, Krishna is considered to be the supreme attractive form, just as the sun is considered superior to the huge fire. Why? Because Krishna alone gave Nirvana Moksha, the final fruit of worship of Brahman, even to his enemies such as Aga, Baka, Jarasandh, who were most sinful. So, this is one of the qualities in the 64 qualities it comes. Uh, Hatadari Gatadayaka. Whoever Krishna kills, minimum he'll get liberation. Max he can get into Vaikuntha, and as Putana got as a nurse, Dhatri, not exactly in the Madhurya Golok, but in the Aishwarya Golok. This verse has been explained according to Sridhar Swami's commentary on the verse Brahmano hi pratishta aham. Note, he explained that Krishna is the condensed form of Brahman. Madhusudan says, men skillful at pious work worship Krishna repeatedly, who appears continually to relieve the burden of the earth, who enables the intelligent to cross the material ocean, who is the delight of the woman of Raja, the essence of beauty of the rain cloud as described in the Vedas, and the form of knowledge and bliss. I do not know any truth higher than Krishna, who has lotus eyes, a face beautiful as a full moon, and lips like the bimba fruit, who has the complexion of the rain cloud, who wears yellow cloth and holds a flute in his hand. Madhusudan Saraswati commentary on verse 19. Those fools who cannot tolerate the glories of Krishna, which have been ascertained with valid proof, go to hell. Madhusudan Saraswati's commentary on verse 20. There should be no indignation at the explanation of these three verses, 16 to 18, which establish the supreme position of the form of Krishna. I offer my respects to the impersonalist. Note, Madhusudan Saraswati was actually a famous supporter of the impersonalism, but has also written such devotional verses in his Gita commentary. Vishwanath is here giving him credit for that, though also recognizing his impersonal stance. But he has taken this personal stance, glorifying the beauty of Krishna, and those who cannot understand it, this is their destination. So he's glorifying. So Vishwanath Chakra Thakur is picking up, being a Paramahamsa, is picking up this heart. The third and the topmost infallible being is called Bhagavan. I am the very Bhagavad Tattva. I am transcendental to Sharapurusha, the Jiva. I am even superior to the two other infallible beings, Brahma and Paramatma. Brahma is the Akshara, who are Kutastha, and Paramatma is Vibharti Avya Ishvara. I am therefore celebrated as Purushottam, the Supreme Person, both in this world and in the Vedas. This Siddhant should be understood. There are two Purushas, Shara and Akshara. Akshara Purusha has three manifestations. The general manifestation is Brahma, the higher manifestation is Paramatma, and the supreme manifestation is Bhagavan. So that completes the three shloki Gita. So I'll just take these two verses, which are very short, and then I will take up the questions. Knowing Krishna means knowing everything. So knowing Bhagavan means you know Brahman and Paramatma. Yo mameva sammudha janati purushottamam sa sarvavid bhajate mam sarvabhavena bharata. So one who understands janati purushottam, not Brahman or Paramatma, but Purushottam, he's sarvavid, he knows everything. And he does my bhakti with his whole heart. Bhajati mam sarva bhavena. So Bhuda, so there is Janati Bhuda, and then there is Bhava. Bhuda Bhava Samanvita. Just a minute, give me a minute, please. I'm just pausing. We'll just continue. So Sarvavid and Sarva Bhavena. So we are so fortunate, but we have to understand the tattva also in truth. Though this has been established by you, philosophers will argue over the meaning. They'll make some interpretation. This is what is Arjuna is saying. Let them argue. They are bewildered by my Maya, and the devotee is not bewildered. So we are not bewildered about Krishna's identity. So how fortunate we are. He who is not bewildered by the arguments of these philosophers, a Sammuda, knows everything. So Krishna's devotees know everything, Sarvavid. Even though he's not studied the scriptures, he is the knower of the meaning of all scriptures. The other person, though he has indeed studied and taught all scriptures, is really a complete fool. Some mood, samyak rupena mood is. He who knows me worships me with complete love, sarva bhavena. The other person, though he worships something, does not worship me. Though he worships Brahman and all that, he doesn't worship me. And now Krishna concludes, Iti guhyatamam shastram idam uktam maya naga etad buddhva buddhimam syat kritascha bharata. Thus I have spoken, iti maya uktam, the most secret teaching, idam guhyatamam shastram. O sinless Arjuna, Anaga, knowing this, etad buddhva, you will be intelligent. Buddhiman syat. Understanding this, you will become intelligent and will have attained the goal. Krita Kritascha, O descendant of Bharata. This verse concludes the chapter. In these 20 verses, iti, I have thus spoken completely the most secret teaching, Guhyatamam. In this chapter, the classes of matter and consciousness have been revealed by He who makes all things happen, and the supreme position of Krishna has been explained. O sinless one, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, this Purushottam Yoga is indeed the most confidential instructions in the scriptures. Upon knowing it, an intelligent jiva becomes enlightened and blessed. O Bharata, all impediments in connection to the proper understanding of Ashraya, the abode of Bhakti, the living entity, and Vishay, the abode of Bhakti, Bhagavan, are dispelled when one understands this yoga. Vishay and Ashraya. Bhakti is the blissful activity of the soul. To correctly execute the process of Bhakti, two factors are most necessary: the purity of the living entity, who is the abode of devotion, and the complete manifestation of Bhagavan, who is the object of devotion. As long as the jiva believes that Brahma and Paramatma are equal to Bhagavan, Bhagavad Tattva, he cannot adopt the process of pure devotion. The process of bhakti is executed in its purest form only when he realizes Sri Krishna as Purushottam and the highest reality. In Bhakti Yoga, during the stage of sadhana, four great anarthas, hindrances to one's spiritual goal, are to be removed by the power of taking shelter of the Lord, that is, performing the limbs of pure devotion, and by sadhu sangha. Of these four, the third is Hridaya Dhaurbalya, weakness of the heart, which arises from attachment to the material world. So Prabhupada in his commentary speaks about this. One has to surmount this weakness of the heart, he speaks. Attachment to the material world. We are not attached to the material world. We are attached to our homes, our things, but it is material world because we don't see the whole material world attachment. small our own world attachment. I'm just speaking like that. Within Hriday Durbhe, the Jiva's first weakness of the heart is the desire to enjoy material energy by misusing the freedom that Bhagwan bestowed upon him in his pure condition. Later on, while wandering in the material world, he develops his second weakness, which is attachment to sense objects. So this is how Bhaktivinoda Thakur speaks about this. And I'm just going to the commentary of Srila Prabhupada because Srila Prabhupada repeats this, but more profoundly so that we can really understand it. You know, very interesting commentary. So Prabhupada says in the purport, while performing, I'll just increase it. While one is performing devotional service in the association of pure devotees, in full Krishna consciousness, there are certain things which require to be vanquished altogether, Prabhupada says. Surmount the weakness, Hridaya Daurbalya, Prabhupada says. First fall down is caused by the desire to lord it over material nature. So you can see here, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is speaking about desire to enjoy material nature. So Prabhupada is saying lord it to material nature. Thus, one gives up his transcendental loving sources. The second weakness of the heart is to increase the propensity to lord it over material nature. He becomes attached to matter and possession of matter. So this Bhaktivinoda Thakur speaks about the second weakness of the heart, which is attachment to sense objects. The moment you possess some object, then you become attached to that object. So this is the second weakness of the heart, Prabhupada is speaking. The problems of material existence are due to this weakness of the heart. In this chapter, 5 verses describe the process of freeing oneself from the weakness of the heart, Hridaya Daurbalya. Rest of the chapter 6 till the end is Purushottam Yoga. So Prabhupada gives an overview of Purushottam Yoga here. Okay. So that completes our discussion on the 15th chapter. So thank you very, very much. Any questions you have for now? Yeah, I'm not able to
Hare
unmute
Krishna.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I'm able to do that. Yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji, I had two questions, Prabhuji. First one is you said that
Yeah.
minimum, so that
Yes,
Aga
Mataji.
Baka,
I'm able
all
to
that
hear
they
you.
get. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, yeah. Can you speak a little slowly, clearly, and loudly?
I cannot hear you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Can y-
Can you speak a little slowly, clearly, and loudly?
yeah, I'll do that. Prabhu, I that in that slide it was written that even like Aga Baka, all these were liberated, right? So you said that minimum liberation is given, right? So this liberated souls.
By, oh, no, slow, go slow. I'm here.
Okay.
By Krishna.
Okay.
Only when Krishna kills the demons, they get liberation.
Correct, Prabhu. My
When
question was this liberate.
when other avatars like Narayan or Ram kill, na, they don't get liberation. Sometimes they get Swarga or higher opulences in this world.
Oh, oh. So once you get liberated, then you will not be coming back to the cycle of birth, old age, disease, death, no, Prabhu?
Yes, we are very clear. Once you go to the Brahma Jyoti, you're Akshara. There is no question that you will from Akshara, you'll again come to Shara. No.
Okay, you will not drop down at all. But the only difference is that devotees will be serving Krishna and Golok Vrindavan. But then what will these
Yes.
liberated souls do?
Why you're so much worried about them? You want to
Just
go
out of
there, or?
curiosity. No, I don't want to go there.
Curiosity kills the cat.
Hmm. I
It's a
want to
very
know, Prabhu.
difficult subject to understand, you
Okay.
know. So let's forget about it now. Of course, there is Brihad Bhagavatamrit, which explains the entire, Brahma Jyoti area and how, we have a different conception, so it doesn't fit on our conception, but of course, there is the arena of that Brahman, which is completely filled with bliss. And I give this example, just like, there can be a ocean and there's next to the ocean, there is a sand beach, but there can be another ocean on the other side. So there is a sand beach in between and two oceans, one on the right, one on the left. And you can experience this in Dhanush Koti. where I think the Arabian Sea and the Bay of Bengal, or Indian Ocean, I don't know which one, they meet together. So we are on the one side of the ocean where we have gross and subtle bodies, and we are suffering in the Bhavasagar, being, completely devoured with birth, death, old age. So liberation means, you come out of this ocean of Bhavasagar and you're sitting on the beach, blissful, basking in the sun, basking in Brahmajyoti. You have no material impressions because you don't have a subtle body. So
Okay.
you're free from gross and subtle bodies, you're liberated soul. But there is on the left side, there is another ocean, the ocean of Bhakti Rasa, where you have spiritual body, spiritual forms, spiritual varieties, and you're relishing rasa with the Supreme Lord. So that is the Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu ocean. So uh, the Gyanis have neither material stimulus because they don't have subtle bodies, nor they have spiritual stimulus because they don't have spiritual bodies of spiritual impressions or performing devotional service. That's the difference. Is it clear?
Yes, Prabhu. One more
Yeah.
second question, Prabhu. That
Yes,
slide
ma'am.
104, that there was this thing that during the stage of sadhana, four great anarthas are removed. Third one
Hmm.
was Hridaya Daurbalya. What are the one, two, four?
Oh, hey, very careful teacher observing. So there is Asatrishna, Hridaya Daurbalya, Aparad, and Tattva Vibhrama. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Now I will
Yes,
share
Prabhu.
because you have brought it out. And devotees should know this so that they are very clear about this. These anarthas are, which trouble the soul in this material world. Uh, is it in the, yeah. So there only the Hridaya Daurbalya has been spoken, but only two things are spoken. But of course, there are four things for each spoken in Hridaya Daurbalya. Let me see. Yeah, yes. This is Bhaktivinoda Thakur's analysis only. Oh, what is happening? Why it is so much moving? Asat Trishna. Asat Trishna is, thirst for material things, thirst for material objects, thirst for heavenly matters, comforts. This is gross enjoyment, subtle enjoyment, mystic power enjoyment, thirst for liberation. And Hridaya Daurbalya is tuchya asakti, attachment to things. Then there is weakness of the heart in the form of deceitfulness, fault finding, envy, desire for fame. And then there is third is aprad, nam aprad, seva aprad, vaishnava aprad, jiva himsa aprad, and tattva vibrama, illusion about spiritual knowledge, swa tattva vibrama, para tattva vibrama, brahma, and sadhana brahma, and sadhya brahma. So by studying
Yes.
NOI, of course, not all are being taken care, but major, you know, anarthas from the heart go away. So that's what Bhaktivinoda Thakur mentions in the Bhajan Rahasya. So among that, he had spoken about Hridaya Daurbalya.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay,
Thank
clear?
you, Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, okay. Fine. Any other questions anyone else has? Hari Pran Saka Prabhuji. Yes. No, Chakrama Prabhuji it is. Yeah. Hari Pran Saki is his wife. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I have unmuted you. Yes,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna
You can
Prabhuji.
speak. Yeah.
How will, how am I to understand if I am in a Jiva Tattva and I am also in Prakriti Tattva? What is explained in Jiva Tattva and in Prakriti? What should be understood in both?
No,
I am a Jiva Tattva.
can you off your video and speak very close to the mic because
Hare Krishna.
now it's very clear.
I, I am a jiva. Okay, am I right if I say this?
Not you are also Jiva. Everyone is a Jiva here in this material world. Conscious entities.
Okay.
You know.
Now I want to understand if what is there to be understood in jiva tattva, and then I'm in prakriti also. Jiva
I'm not.
tattva and prakriti are different
Yeah, we
subjects.
have already dealt that in the 13th chapter, Prabhuji.
I want to understand. Can I understand again, or should I go ahead and I mean
No, you have to
read
refer
the
the
13th
13th
one?
chapter. Prakriti and Purusha, has been clearly dealt. The Prakriti, the Purusha is trying to enjoy Prakriti. Prakriti is unconscious matter, whereas Jiva is a conscious being. You know, are you getting this point?
Okay, yes, Prabhuji. Yes, I think I have to refer it again because I'm not
Yes,
able
you
to
have to
understand
refer.
at the right this moment. I'm not able to understand myself in the jiva tattva and in prakriti also.
The Jiva
That
is now
way it is.
situated in the Prakriti. Purusha Prakriti stohi. Bhongte Prakriti Janmunan. Purusha is situated in Prakriti and trying to enjoy Prakriti. And that's why Karana Guna Sangasya Sadasadyoni Janmasu. We have discussed this quite in detail in the 13th chapter. Please refer to that. Okay. Any other questions anyone else has? Okay. Bir Krish Prabhuji, you have a question? Yeah.
Hare
Yes.
Krishna, Prabhu. Prabhu, in 15.16 verse, Dvavimo Purusho Loke. So, Prabhu, Loke here refers to only material world, or it indicates spiritual world also? Because here we are
I
saying
mentioned to
Akshara.
you, no? I mentioned already.
Hmm.
Uh, it in this world there are liberated souls also, right? But they are kutastha and they
Hmm.
are in the transcendental platform. So there are liberated souls who have already got liberation and they are in the Brahma Jyoti. There are the
Hmm.
yogis who are liberated and they are residing permanently in the body of Mahavishnu. And there are liberated souls who are residing in the spiritual world in Vaikuntha. These are
Hmm.
so it can refer to all these, you know. So various acharyas give various explanations. Baldev Vidyabhushan takes, the material and the spiritual worlds, as far as
Hmm.
I remember. I know I'll have to again check it, but here a broader understanding you should have. But you know, here Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur mentions about it, you know, uh, or Bhaktivinoda Thakur mentions, I saw. There are two types of Purushas in this world, fallible and infallible. But, you know, uh, the conscious living entities emanating as Sri Bhagavan's separated parts, women Amshar Kshara Purushas, all fall in Shara category. And they are Tatastha manifestation. Because they are Shara, their tendency is to fall from the content. But the infallible personal expansion of the Lord will and never fall down. So it refers to those who are in the spiritual world, the Nitya Muktas, right? They are called as
So,
Akshara.
so Nitya Mukta will be swans, Prabhu?
They are of a different expansion. We'll not worry about
Hmm.
it now because we cannot understand it now as long as we don't study Paramatma Sandarbha. Okay.
Right.
Hmm. So basically, one thing you have to understand, I'm just making the point, just to make it clear, that the jivas are Tatastha Shakti and they are manifestations of the Paramatma feature of the Lord in the form of Mahavishnu because it is Mahavishnu who, you know, through his exhalation releases the jivas. These jivas are attracted and they get bodies, right? And this same jiva, when by the practice of bhakti, that's why he is anadi bahirmukh. Please remember that. Anadi. Beginless ignorance it is. But when he comes in touch with the devotee and he, suffers in this world, comes in touch with the devotee and he turns his consciousness towards the Lord, and then endowed by the Bhakti Shakti, he gets liberated and goes to the spiritual world. Now, he, although is a Tattva Shakti, now he is now endowed with the Chitta potency. And being endowed with the Chit potency, there's no question that he'll again come down to this material world. He cannot become again Shara. Are you getting this point?
Yes, yes, yes.
Is it clear?
Yes, yes, Prabhu. And Prabhu, one more
Jai Krishna
small
Prabhuji?
clarification. Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. It's clear, Prabhu. Clear.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Prabhu,
Clear. What is your
one
small
more small
clarification?
clarification. Prabhu, in verse 15.12, 13, and 14, this Krishna's, Vibhuti form, like in terms of cosmological, terrestrial, and physiological. So this Prabhu should be understood as Krishna's energy, at different level. Hari bol, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
One.
Hari
I
bol,
don't.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhu, have you heard my question?
I did not hear anything what you spoke.
Prabhu, I'm saying that this verse 15.12, 13, and 14, Krishna's Vibhuti at the
Mm-hmm.
cosmological level, terrestrial level, and physiological level. So
Mm-hmm.
it should be seen as Krishna's energy at different level. When he says, "Aham Vaiswanaro Bhutta Pranina."
Yeah, it is. We see them as vibhutis of Krishna. How to see Krishna in this world?
Mhm.
When you see the sun, actually, where is the light of the sun coming from?
Coming from Krishna only.
No, it is coming from Surya Narayan.
Surya Narayana.
But where it is coming from? It is coming from the body of Surya Narayan. His effulgence, it is bodily effulgence. And where is he getting his effulgence from?
From Krishna.
From the body of Krishna. You got
From
the
body.
point?
Yes.
Yeah, like that. So then, at a cosmological level, then terrestrial level also, we should see how Krishna is maintaining us to the sun, moon, plants, and maintaining our bodies like that. He comes closer, and goes to our heart.
Mhm.
He's there in the heart, and that's how so beautiful is this chapter. Okay,
Thank you. Thank you very much.
thank you very, very much. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, हरे